Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Wednesday to everyone. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So if you saw the thumbnail, you know what I'm going to talk about this car, but I will come back to that. Let's talk about what else happened around here first, and then we'll talk about that one. So a little bit happened today on the actually, this is a 1776, otherwise stock 1776 dual port for the 74 standard Beetle here. Actually, I got to back that up a little bit. It's not totally stock other than being a 1776. It also has a very small performance cam, and we bumped the compression a little bit. It's more like 8-to-1, and it has a W90. So very mild cam and a little bit more compression and some CCs. So I have no doubt it's going to make a pretty big difference on this little car, even with a stock muffler and stock intake and stuff. It's definitely going to have a lot more grunt and be a little bit more fun to drive. It's like, I don't know, like stock plus, we'll call it. Anyway, so yeah, the fan shroud went on, and earlier at least, the alternator was all assembled with the fan and so on and was on, but we seem to have got a defective alternator. We bought it from Wolfsburg West. It's not their fault, of course. They don't manufacture them. And it was actually, it's labeled as a Bosch, but to me, guys, in fact, here, let me show this alternator. I'm a little puzzled by this. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I had higher expectations from Bosch. However, as far as I can tell, this looks exactly the same as the common alternators that you can get that are from like China or wherever. It says it's made in India. Who knows, guys? But anyway, this alternator, the shaft on it is very hard to turn. And the funny thing is when Rafa initially like put the fan on and stuff like that, it was spinning okay, but then I don't know, at some point it just sort of decided to like almost lock up. And so off it came. Talked to Wolfsburg West. Normally they probably wouldn't do a return on an electrical item like this, but since we're a shop and have a long-standing and good relationship with them, we're going to return this. And I think it was kind of pricey. It was maybe like $280. Honestly, it doesn't look any better than the, again, sort of like Chinese run-of-the-mill ones that you can get. So I think I'm just going to put a Chinese 55 amp alternator on here, and it's going to look exactly like this one. It's going to save my customer, $120 or whatever. And it's not going to be hard to turn like this one. So I don't know what's going on with this one. Something internal is not good with it, but it's going to go back. So that is why that is not on the motor anymore. So yeah, this motor was looking much more complete partway through the day, and now it's got a big gaping hole in it where the fan and alternator would normally go. But so yeah, anyway, that happened on this one today. So Rafa spent most of his day working on this. We did pick up a fuel pump, and he put it on along with its little spacer and the push rod and everything. I think he might have done a few other odds and ends on it off the top of my head. I don't remember what, but anyway. So today being Wednesday is what I like to call Rafa Friday. He works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So he'll pick up on this again when he's back on Monday. And by then I will have a new alternator for him. And we did get the muffler today. However, I'm going to take it and get it ceramic coated. So hopefully those guys can turn that around pretty quick. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe by sometime next week, maybe this motor will be complete. That's kind of what I'm hoping. On the topic of motors, we've also got going together here this 36 horse, which of course is out of this beautiful Black Beauty 56 Beetle here. Not a heck of a lot happening on this one today, although I did pick up some more powder coating for it. So I might have mentioned the owner was missing the wire tube, which is of course this tube that runs about here, kind of over the intake manifold, and this is what the spark plug wires run through. So distributor, of course, sits here. The wires go into this, and then 2 come out this side, 2 come out that side, etc. So very cool. Yeah, 36 horse stuff here. Wire tube. I don't know why Volkswagen thought the wires needed to run through a tube like that, but that's how they were. Anyway, so he was missing this, so went ahead and yanked one of these out of our stash, along with the little clamps that that hold it to the intake manifold. Got those back today from powder coating. He was also missing this piece of tin here, which is of course the one that goes kind of behind and under the pulley. So pulled one of these out of our stash, freshly powder coated, and then I think his valve covers are in here, which we had, but I just forgot to powder coat them before. And then the other piece is, let's see if I can find it here. Well, you'll have to take my word for it. I'll try and point it out later. There's a little piece of tin that kind of goes underneath the fuel pump, kind of like in that position right there. Anyway, so got all that stuff today. So yeah, really it is the ceramic coating right now that's holding me up from making further progress on this one. Again, the fan shroud and alternator or generator rather, they're just sitting there because those can't go on until the intake manifold is bolted on, or at least, you know, stuck in there, and that's it, ceramic coating. So the only other thing other than picking up parts for that one today was Jacob came in and did a beautiful job of assembling the carburetor for that. So got all the zinc plating back the other day and got a rebuild kit for it. So he went ahead and put this together, and these carburetors are very beautiful. I really love how they look when they're all new and zinc plated and bodies all blasted and stuff like that. Just really gorgeous. So that happened for it today. So yeah, literally sitting now and waiting for ceramic coating to finish putting that motor together, get that ceramic coated for this one, and yeah, we'll have some motors coming together here in the next week or so for a couple of these cars. This one for that one, and this one for that one. Okay, guys. So why don't we take a look at this interior here? I know a lot of you guys, and myself included, have been very excited to see the interior going into this car. You guys kind of saw the various pieces of it coming together as our upholstery guy was doing it, and now it is done and in the car. So let me stop yapping for a minute and just show you guys what this upholstery looks like. All right, and then one thing that I think is really cool on the earlier cars here is the back of the back seat, which has essentially like a piece of cardboard in there and these metal strips. So I guess those protect this piece of, you know, essentially cardboard from luggage. If you have a suitcase or something back here, those rails protect it from getting, you know, punched in or whatever by, again, suitcase or whatever. But yeah, so there we go, guys. And this is probably pointed this out before, this piping is the correct piping. You can get this from Wolfsburg West. Super expensive, but it's the right color, it's the right thickness, and it's also smooth. A lot of the piping that you can get at upholstery shops has some like texture on it. That's actually not right. It should be smooth like this and relatively skinny. And this is kind of a off-white or bone color, so correct for these earlier cars. So yeah, the seats, front door panels, front seats, back seats all went in today. And then also our paint and body guy had painted the steering column tube, the housing for the turn signal, the e-brake lever, shift lever. So all that stuff went back in today too. So actually pretty productive day for this car. I still need to put on his accessory horn button and hook that all up. But yeah, the interior on this car now, I think other than the horn button, pretty sure everything's done. Obviously, we still have to put some windows in this car. Probably should have went ahead and put those in before we put the upholstery in, but I was just super excited to put this upholstery in. So the windows can go in anytime now, but so there you guys go, finally. I know, again, a lot of you guys were pretty anxious to see this interior, as was I, so there we go. Let me just walk over to the other side here so you can see the pocket, which is only on the driver's door on these. There you go. So, yeah, nice little detail here. The pockets actually got a piece of the same piping along the top edge of them there, like that. So nice little detail there. And yeah, so driver side gets a pocket and passenger side gets an armrest. So there you go. And the doors sound much better now since we added Dynamat to them yesterday. So nice solid thud now when you close them. So guys, I believe that is actually it for today then. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.